This is not going to be one of my typical Linux videos. Why Linux uses love ThinkPads or how to save time in Linux or, etc., etc. I'm going to keep making those videos, but I wanted to make something more. The last time I logged into Steam was roughly a year ago. Or anyone, I mean, obviously you probably are not friends with me on Steam, but any of my actual Steam friends, they'll see that, yep, last time I logged in was roughly a year ago. The last time I played like a proper video game was, I think, roughly December. And that was for I was playing Civ 6 for like 3 days after my exams. And then I felt myself, I'm like, whoa, I was spending like, instantly, like I spent like 8 hours or something, and I was staying till like 2, 3 a.m. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this. When it comes to games, they usually target either the very progress orientated side of us, the side that wants to level up, RPGs, for example, leveling up your skills, leveling up, gaining more money, whatever. And then also more of a creative side. I've had this where I would play games that don't necessarily have any leveling up or anything. And I'm like, okay, so then why was I really addicted to that? And sometimes you just want to let your imagination play. Like sometimes in Garry's Mod, I would just go in a sandbox, single player, and I would just spawn in random, objects, mods. There's no leveling up, there's no money, there's no currency or anything. It's literally just pure, like, kind of imagination, pure fun. In games in general, what I've noticed is they target one of these two aspects of our brain. Maybe there's more aspects, but these are the two main ones I've noticed. The issue is, within video games, you stop playing the video game and nothing's changed. Nothing's changing in life. Everything's the exact same. What I've noticed is that the main aspect that it takes from us is the sense of leveling up. Now, obviously, there's also other aspects, but I think this is the most concrete aspect, is that it takes that feeling of wanting to progress in life. We as young men, there's always, I can't explain this if you've never actually done that much progression in your life, if you haven't done a lot of different things. But when you start leveling up different aspects of your life and you see, oh wait, my life is improving and I'm getting different results, and the fact that this is real, like this is actually real life, I can touch, it's not just pixels. This is what video games exploit. And that's not to say that the video game developers are like satanic evil people trying to exploit you or anything. Simply, they're probably in the exact same predicament as you. The simple fact is that wanting to level up in something is just natural within young men especially. We want to improve, we want to get the new skill, get the new sword, get the new whatever. However, when you play video games, you're actually directing that energy into the wrong place because, simply put, it doesn't actually matter. On your deathbed, you're not going to be thinking, if only I played more video games. If only I got the new skill, or if only I got the platinum in League, or, whatever. You're just going to think, damn, like, I kind of wish I spent more time with my family and I spent more time going out and, enjoying life and, doing things that are more worthwhile, that are more wholesome. And the true red pill is when you realize that life is actually a video game. There are actually skills, there's stats, there's your social skills. How good are you at, making friends or making connections with people? There is your, let's say, you have the skills that have to do with money. Like how well are you at generating wealth? How well are you at generating content or something? There's different like broad aspects, like there's money, there's health, there's, let's say, women. And then within these, there's little micro skills and, little micro skills and those micro skills. So it's basically a huge skill tree. Life is truly a video game. And once you start seeing that, and you start putting your efforts into leveling up in real life, such as, working out. Simply put, that's the most like basic analogy, is that you probably played video games like, oh, okay, you gotta lift the weight in the video game, or you gotta do something in the video game, and that, oh, okay, now your strength is higher. That is exactly the same thing as just lifting the weight in real life. Your muscles will get bigger, but it's not as easy. Video games make leveling up and progress a lot easier, whereas in real life, it's actually very hard. It's very slow. It's not instantly rewarding. Anything that you do to level up in real life, it usually takes months to truly see the fruits of it. So look, I'll talk about myself. I really started getting into the idea of like, okay, how can I actually improve my life? Like, I kind of want to be good in my own life. Like, I don't just want to be good in video games. I kind of want to be good in my own life. And to be honest, that seems to be the only thing that really matters because, video games, let's say you're playing an online video game. eventually the servers will close. Many video games you put effort in and the servers are closing. And maybe they'll do some compensation or something, but then that's basically gone. Like all you have is the memories. And even then, like I get so proud, like, oh yeah, that was such a good time that maybe there are some good memories. I have some good memories playing video games, but if the memories are the only thing that hold you, that isn't enough. You need something more. Since I stopped playing video games, I improved basically every aspect of my life more. Let's take, for example, this YouTube channel. I have been making YouTube videos for years. You can actually check. I've been making videos since I was like 9 or something. Like I was very young. You can check in my videos, you can hear the progression of my voice.
Yeah, but it turned out he was autistic.
Roses are red. Harambe's in heaven. Everyone knows Bush did 9/11.
I get 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers, clickbait time.
Case for whatever reason, the hackers wanted to stop the virus.
All keys if they want. However, the last time it was done was by
we are developing an XR headset, not AR. AR is for the plebs.
I somewhat like cooking. It was actually just around before I quit playing video games, I really started getting into working out. Like really started getting into like, okay, let me improve my health. And put it simply, that's one of the best decisions I've made. It's very cliche, like, you more attractive, you feel better, you're healthier. And not only that, there's actually a fourth aspect that is less talked about. And if you're interested in doing some kind of work, for example, YouTube video, let's say you're an up and coming YouTuber, like you want to make YouTube videos, be a YouTuber. If you want to be more productive, having a healthy body also means having a healthy mind. And truly, if you've never actually experienced this, then you wouldn't know, like, you're like, what? But when your physicality is on point, your mental game is just next level. Your willpower, your level of focus, you're just able to do a lot more than compared to the person that's overweight, or like even just skinny. Overweight or skinny, doesn't matter. But if you actually got it's not even necessarily about muscle. It's about doing some kind of physical activity. That is what puts you ahead of your competition. And there's many other benefits that kind of trickle down. People respect you more because they can see, okay, he's been able to dedicate a lot of time into, exercising and dieting and, eating correctly to get muscle. That's not something there's no way you can get muscle overnight. Even with steroids, it takes a long time. And, there's other stuff, you get more attention from girls, all this other stuff. Genuinely, it's just one of the best things you can do. So that is one aspect. But more aspects is, when you stop playing video games, you have a lot of time. You're like, oh, well, there's no 8-hour league session tonight. There's no, there's no whatever you're doing. So you got to fill out your time. Now, usually, you're not going to always be filling it out with the best thing. You're not going to be always working out or, doing this or doing that. Usually, then, wasting time migrates into some other action, such as, let's say, YouTube. YouTube is also a big time waster. But even then, for me, what I found is that things like YouTube or let's say Netflix, I can't waste as much time as I can on video games. On video games, I have literally spent entire days of my life. I wake up and I go to bed just playing whatever video game I was playing. Because for me, I'm very susceptible to this. It seems like I was very susceptible to the effects of video games, just being drawn in and just neglecting your life. Like I've had that, maybe you've had this as well, is that you're playing video games and you're like, oh, I actually forgot to eat and I don't even you neglect and you're, oh wait, I didn't brush my teeth this morning. The video game starts infecting your mind so much, you just start thinking about it over other things that are more important in your life. But overall, the things that I've gained from quitting playing video games, I would say, put it simply in a list. I've become a lot more physically fit. I've become a lot more knowledgeable about whatever topic I'm interested in, such as programming. I've really increased the level of knowledge in programming. Or for example, other topics of interest, such as, I can kind of actually read Italian. It was yesterday, I realized wait, I actually kind of understand this. I was skimming through Wikipedia articles and I can read Italian. And this is only in 3 months of progress. Furthermore, I'm on my way to finish my first book. And look, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm so much better than you. You're a little, those imaginations, those fantasies that you have damn, it would be really cool to write a book, or, it'd be really cool to learn Italian or learn, whatever you want to learn. Once you start cutting back on the time wasters and you just start using your time on things that you actually want to do, that are actually deep in your heart, yeah, you know what, that's what I really want to do. instead of doing things that, because usually you don't really want to do the video, like you don't really want to play the video game. Sure, like it is fun, but if you had to, like, if you had a decision, an easy decision, you had to press a button, would you rather know, or what would you rather do the thing that you really want to do? Let's say you really want to learn like French, or you'd rather play however many hundreds of hours or thousands of hours of video games. I'd say 9 times out of 10, you're going to press the thing that you really want to do compared to, oh, well, 1,000 hours of League does sound fun, but, I'd actually rather do the thing that you want to do. So that is how quitting video games has actually really helped my life out. So you now may be wondering, like, how can you, like, also quit video games? And for me, it was actually quite simple. Like, I literally just stopped playing video games. I didn't uninstall Steam, I didn't uninstall any video games or anything, I just stopped playing. And it's kind of as simple as that. Obviously, for me, it turns out that I guess video games wasn't so much of an addiction that I couldn't, like, I never relapsed or anything. I literally just stopped playing video games and I stopped. Sometimes, I had occasions where, let's play video games. Yeah, sure. We played Civ 6 after I finished school. But then even after that, I had such a feeling of like, I'd rather do stuff that I actually want to do instead of just wasting my time on this, that I just stopped again because I realized like, it's just pointless. But for you, it might be actually a lot harder, which I totally get. I have different, I guess you would say, like, addictions that are a lot harder for me that for other people, they might not be that hard. But the thing that you have to think about is you have to change your basic attack. Now think about video games. In some video games, you'd have like a basic attack and then you'd have special attack, like a quick attack, and then you have the special attack, let's say in like Super Smash Bros. Or whatever it's called. So your basic attack right now is, quickly just playing video game, just playing a game of League or playing a game of CSGO or whatever you play. That's your basic attack. Because the thing is if you get rid of video games, your special attack, like you can think of it as your special attack is the productivity that you'll do, that you'll do your homework or you'll do your assignment or whatever you need to do. And then your basic attack is, okay, now time to play video games or watch YouTube videos. What you need to do is you need to change the basic attack. So if you want to get rid of video games, you need to think, okay, I'm going to stop playing video games. What am I going to do instead? And you need to be realistic. It's unrealistic that instead of playing video games, you're just constantly going to be working, because that's only your special attack. You need to have some kind of basic low level thing to do that is quite easy, but is also still somewhat productive. So what I would personally recommend is reading and learning, these two. And I mean in a very like more interesting way. So for example, a better use of your time would be watching like long form content about some kind of very specific content. Let's say how to exercise properly, full guide. It's 1 hour. That's much better than watching these 10-minute videos where they're just going over the most basic information that doesn't really help you. It's better to go over these long form podcasts. For example, like Dr. Huberman. He makes videos on just some random topic about like neuroscience, how you can improve your sleep, how you can optimize it. And he'll just tell you everything. And it's literally like scientifically validated. That is a much better use of a basic attack. You're going to be learning, you're going to be improving your life at the same time instead of just playing video games. So that's what I'd recommend. Read, learn about things that interest you. Are you interested in linguistics or religion or something? Get some books about that. Or even better, get books about skills. How can I improve my ability to sell? How can I improve my ability to talk to people? Think about these kind of things. How can I improve my life? Educate and improve yourself. It's a much better use of your time than playing video games. But overall, just invest into yourself as much as possible and try and find some kind of purpose behind your life that motivates you. The thing that I've found to be very helpful within my own life is just simply taking away all distractions, just sitting down and just thinking like, what do I actually want to do? And I mean like no electronics, no nothing, just sit down, stare at the wall for as long as you need to. And just really start thinking about your life, like, what happened there? And like, what was I doing? And what do I actually care about? And, I kind of want to do that, like, even though it doesn't like help me and yada yada. Just start thinking about these things. And you'll quickly find like, you know what, I actually really want to be a doctor, or, I want to do this, or I want to be a YouTuber or whatever. Once again, this is just advice that I wish I had learned a lot earlier. I didn't really comprehend how much of a time sink video games really were until I was roughly like 16, 17. But if I knew this stuff when I was like 14 and just started learning the stuff that I was interested then, my life would be even like 10 times better. So again, if you don't want to follow it, don't follow it. This is just my advice. Take it as you will. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these kind of like self-improvement kind of videos, then leave a like. Comment below any videos you would be interested in me making. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.